going to take a shot at making a really simple recipe in the air fryer. We've got a batch or a sheet pan of vegetables, as you can see here, cooking in the oven. That's not the primary focus of this recipe. We're going to try to make the main dish, the pork chops, in the air fryer. Like I said, it's a really simple recipe with only a few ingredients for the coating, and then you just let the air fryer do its thing. So, the ingredients for this include 4 boneless pork loin chops, 6 ounces each. Now, we got 6 pork chops, mainly because they sold them in batches of 3 at the store. So we have 6. 1/3 cup of almond flour, 1/4 cup of grated Parmesan cheese, 1 teaspoon of garlic powder, 1 teaspoon of Creole seasoning, 1 teaspoon of paprika, and some cooking spray to grease the racks that we're going to put these on. Now, since we have 6 pork chops instead of the 4, I'm just going to double the quantities of the mixture, and we're basically just going to mix all that together and put it into a flat. I've got a Pyrex pie pan I tend to use, and use that to coat it. And once it's coated, we'll put them on the racks. We're using 2 of these racks right here, and we'll stack them on top of each other and put 3 pork chops on each. So we're going to coat them, we're going to put them on the racks, we're going to spray them with a little oil, and we're going to cook them at 375 degrees. It says for 12 to 15 minutes. Now, I expect it's going to be a little longer because we're putting quite a few more pork chops in there. The important part is that we take the temperature of the pork chops. The insides need to be at 145 degrees. Which is the temperature that you know that it's done and that any bacteria might be killed. So, let's go ahead and mix up the coating stuff, and then we'll be ready to dredge the pork chops and put them on the racks. All right, let's get it done. So first we're going to start out, again, doubling the recipe with 2/3 of a cup of almond flour. Next will be a 1/2 cup of grated Parmesan cheese. Now I've got some shaved Parmesan and Romano cheese I think is going to do well. Okay, again, doubling this. The next thing is 2 teaspoons of garlic powder, 2 teaspoons of Creole seasoning. Now, I didn't technically have any Creole seasoning. I've got some Trader Joe's chili lime seasoning blend. Just the right amount of salt and heat. Seems good. And 1 teaspoon of paprika. All right, I'm going to whisk this all together. Then I'm going to pat the pork chops. That's what we're having, pork chops. I'm going to pat the pork chops dry with a paper towel, and then we'll dredge them in the Pyrex, and then we'll put them on the rack. Make sure everything's good and coated. Also want to make sure we get cheese on them. Don't want to skimp out on the cheese. Gonna make sure all the sides are coated. Put a little bit of extra on top. And we'll just place it on the rack. Alright, and there we have 3 chops on the rack. The next step is, it says, to spray them with the cooking oil. And then we'll put the other rack on. And we'll place the next 3 on there. We'll spray them, and then we'll preheat the air fryer and get that ready to go. All right, there we have it. Ready to go on the racks. Preheat the air fryer to 375 right now, and we'll get ready to get started. All right, we'll give that about 10 minutes to preheat, and then we'll put it in. All right, it's preheated. Now, with the basket now being so hot, we're going to have to be careful with putting this in. So we're going to use a little spatula. We're going to help it drop down in there. The goal is to cook it 12 to 15 minutes. Halfway through, we have to flip these over, so we have to be able to take these out and turn them, which is going to be a little bit of a chore. But we're just going to make it happen. So, and I also think it's going to cook a little bit longer than 15 minutes, of course, because we have more pork chops in there. So let's set it for 20 minutes, and at 10 minutes we'll flip them, and then we'll see what happens. All right, let's get them in. All right, be back in 10 minutes to flip them over. All right, we're going to pop one rack out, use these tongs here, flip these over, get them back in for about another 10 minutes. Ooh, but they look amazing. See that? Wow. All right, so back in for 10. All right, it's done. Let's go ahead and get it out. See what it looks like. Ooh, holy cow, look at that. Is that amazing? A lot of juice coming off of them too. Look at that. Get to the table. There we have it. Our dinner for today. The sheet vegetables and air fryer pork chops. You ready to try it?
Yes. I'm gonna go ahead and I'll just do a bite of this.
Okay, since that's our focus, right?
Super good.
Yeah?
You're gonna love this.
Well, I hope so. Let's give it a try.
Delicious vegetables too.
So excited. Wow. That is so tasty and moist. That's right. I said moist.
I'm doubling down on the moist.
That is great. Oh my God, so delicious. Super easy. You know, just those few ingredients, dredged it in there and popped it in the air fryer. It's amazing what such simple techniques can result in such deliciousness. Okay, well, I'm gonna go finish this up, and I guess we'll see you next time. Bye now.